Yeah, it's not that bad.
I'm questioning everything I thought I liked and don't like about beer, honestly. I think I'm drinking more on like the deep questions. That's what it is.
A voice that pulls me under.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Looks like, tastes like my kind of beer.
That's a really good start. I really like it.
You won't let go. Won't give.
At this point, I think I'm less adventurous with beer. I tend to like lagers mostly, sometimes pilsners. Hate IPAs. I hope none of these are.
I think I share the same taste. I'm not a big fan of IPAs. After trying so many different beers, I think I like the dark lager. Yeah, it's more for me.
You won't succumb. Won't see.
Yeah, very short bursts of time when there's nothing to worry about, which is very rare in these couple of months when we're releasing. Yeah, I've had the chance to look back and realize, wow, we actually released this, it's out already, and we're already, playing shows to support it. But yeah, it's definitely like a roller coaster, and there's like such a long list of things that are coming up one after the other, whether it's shows, whether it's interviews or videos that we're going to release. So yeah, there's a lot of things. It's like a revolving door of tasks.
Yeah, it's like once you think once you're done with writing the album and producing it, you're done, but you're actually just getting started because there's a whole bunch of marketing that needs to be done, follow-up tours, interviews, things like that. So the engine is just keep going, and we're happy about that. Like, we're not really complaining, but there is a lot of work to be done.
Won't let go. Won't give.
It was definitely a question that we thought about a lot while writing the album, because with the first release we set the bar really high, and we went to the studio writing this album with that mentality. Is we want to deliver something up to par with that same quality. And the response from the fans, I think it's been the best response we could get. The most common response we've been getting is how much people are actually relating to this album on a personal level. This album is very personal. It's full of emotions and feelings, things that you don't really would expect from a prog rock album. So seeing the fans reacting to it that way, telling us how much they can relate, they can see themselves in some of these songs, was just the best response we could get.
Yeah, and to add to that, I think one of the biggest surprises was some of the tracks that we didn't think were going to perform very well. We weren't putting too much attention on them. We thought they were just like filler tracks for the album, even though we love all the tracks. But yeah, some of the fans would say like, that one is my favorite track. Like the instrumental track, for example, which you would think only the hardcore musicians and prog fans would be into. We got a lot of people saying that's their favorite track, or like the very mellow last track on the album is some people's favorite track. So yeah, it's been received way better than we expected, I think.
Down where all my demons lie, you won't succumb.
Jelly bean sour. Let's go. Cheers.
Very appropriately named.
Reminds me of old soda. The red soda that.
Oh, like Miranda or something?
Something like that.
Fanta.
Strawberry.
That's
Fanta.
usually sweeter.
Yeah.
A little sweeter.
I like the sour taste at the end as well. Like, it's sweet at the beginning, but once you kind of take that sip and understand what's going on. There's a sour end to it that I really like.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of sourness at all. With anything, with all my food, I don't like sour stuff. It's very sour, but I somehow don't mind it. Still prefer this one, but decent. I love the color.
I like it. I generally like sour food. Um, Beer being sour is not something very enticing for me to taste, but it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Locked inside these walls, parading my false soul around.
Yeah, I mean you're right. Like some of the songs don't have a closure, not musically and not even like the lyrics conceptually. I'll talk about like from the musical aspect. I feel like some songs they have an arc, and if we feel like it's building up to this high point of intensity, I personally like to like bring it to an end, resolve it at the end, only if it feels right. Like I never like to force this kind of things when we're writing the music. So if it feels right, we resolve it. If it doesn't, then we might either like go to something completely different and end the song with that, or just end it on a cliffhanger. Like we don't put rules for ourselves when we're writing the song. We don't have like a structure in mind of how we want to write every song. Every song is like a new experiment, and we just try things and see how it goes. Maybe you can say a bit about the concept.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with the fact that most of the songs, and if not all of the songs in this album, don't resolve. They don't give you that closure that you're looking for. And that's part of the mental state that we wanted to also put the listeners in. In this album in particular, I think it's more about the journey than the destination, describing the mental state of every illness or the mental state that is being described in a particular song. We wanted to just shed light on it and have the listener take it their own way. We didn't want to have like specific barriers to having a start and end. This is the story. We wanted to have a story or a concept that is kind of united and is under one umbrella, but at the same time, we want to leave it up to the listener to really connect with it. And I think that's a lot more important, to have the listener connect to it rather than us telling them what to feel and what to enjoy.
And I feel like with mental issues, most of them don't have a very neat and simple solution. It's not something you can say, oh, just do this and then you're done. It's going to be fixed. So I think that also ties into the idea of us not resolving things. It's more about, bringing more awareness to these mental states and just knowing how to navigate around it. This is when I go from sober to drunk, basically. All right, cheers.
Cheers. It's not as bad as I expected.
Same.
It's not that bitter. In fact, it has sort of like a dusty taste. It's like, I don't know, it feels ancient. I like it.
Oof. Okay. This guy's tasting way more than I am.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I'm questioning everything I thought I liked and don't like about beer, honestly. So far, these are great.
Let the rain wash away the scars of memories. Echo in your
We're not, when we're writing the music, we're not really focused on, okay, now there's a guitar solo coming in. Now you got to do the sweep picking technique. We're not focused on what to come when we're writing the music as much as where is the song taking us, right? What does the song need? Does it need drums at all? Does it need guitars? So we're more focused on making the song really approachable and in a sense perfect, versus adding odd time signatures and weird rhythms and being too technical. In fact, we're not very technical as a band. Most of our music, there is a few technical, parts here and there, but in general, the music is simple. But for us, what would define us as a prog band is the fact that we're able to kind of go over the edge, experiment with things. Especially on the new album, there are a lot of new elements that we've introduced that we haven't introduced in the first album, like having djembes, Darbuka, electronic beats sometimes, and even the song structures themselves are different from what we've first written. And I think being innovative in a way where you're not kind of repeating yourself is also crucial for you to stand out from all the other metal or prog bands that are doing what Dream Theater was doing 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said. And to add to it, like, yeah, when we're writing a song, when we're writing music, we don't have a checklist of things that we have to do in a song. It's more about feeling what the song feels like and where it's taking us. So it's a lot of like writing whatever we have and then just listening to it a lot, like digesting and understanding what we are trying to write and what we're trying to get out of the song. And honestly, the best parts just come naturally without us like forcing or trying to fit things into a song that we think should be there.
Let the rain wash away the scars of memories. Echo.
When we write a song, we have a very clear idea of what we want it to sound like and what we want it to feel like when someone is listening to it. So a big part of that is instrumentation and how many layers you're writing in every song. But then the other half of that process is the sound production, mixing, and what kind of effects you're using, how much are you compressing the drums, and all these different things. So we worked with James Zan, who mixed our previous album and this new album. And, working with someone like James, who is a close friend of ours, and he allows us to really go for what we have in mind. He lets us do a lot of revisions because he really wants to help us achieve the vision that we have, which is very helpful, especially because we're very picky with like how the song should sound. So we do a lot of changes, a lot of different revisions of a mix until we find something that sounds good. And this is very tough for the first song specifically because that's when we're laying the foundation of what the album sound is going to be. And then moving forward from there, it gets easier and easier with every song.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to James regarding this question. This guy, worked with us for months, literally, to get the album to where we wanted it to be. And when it comes to production, you always want the songs to be more perfect somehow. You're never satisfied with what you're hearing until you hear it on Spotify or a streaming platform. You're like, okay, this sounds really good. When you're hearing it on, a rough demo, you're not very happy with it usually. But yeah, I mean, he did really, really well. And to kind of take our vision and writing of the music and turn it into what it is as a song. There are a lot of great songs with bad production, and we did not want to have that.
To leave it all behind. Let the rain wash away.
Chocolate Habanero.
All right. Cheers. And cheers to you, Jasper. Just because we're drinking the same thing this time.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
I have mixed feelings about this.
I can't believe I'm tasting everything you mentioned. That's crazy. Wait, it was chocolate, habanero, and what else?
Lactose is a kind of stuff.
Oh.
This
is spicy beer.
Yeah. It is.
I've never had something like this.
Neither have I. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I mean,
Big or small, I'm not a fan.
I mean, usually, yeah, I like spicy things, but not with beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which one was your favorite? Would you say?
Honestly, I really like 3 of these. This is my favorite though.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't finished it yet. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna give this one more try though.
I think, same. I think this is my favorite, but I also really like this one. It's very different from your regular beer. This is also very different, but not in a good way. So,
Let the rain wash away the scars of memories. Echo.
Doesn't have to be out of these 4, but like
it's gotta be a stout.
It's sure
Dark,
stout
rich.
or even a dark lager I would be happy with. But yeah.
Definitely not spicy though.
Definitely not spicy. No.
Very soon we have a new. We're actually going on tour in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
May 1st. We're touring Western Canada, so a lot of shows. I think 20 plus shows we have in the span of 3 weeks. So we'll be going from Ontario all the way to BC and back. It's going to be our first Western Canada tour. Very excited for it. And yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone along the way.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.